Hello student, welcome to biology class, and in this segment of video we are going to discuss about the remaining topics of our remaining part of our topic, that is respiration in human being or respiratory system of human being. So in previous segment of video we have discussed the structure of respiratory tract along with the respiratory organ, but in this segment of video we are going to discuss that the different structure inside our lungs or inside our respiratory organs, how they are organized and perform their structure. So let's draw the structure after the trachea. The trachea gets branch into two branches. The first is these two branches are known as bronchi, and when bronchi get entered into the lungs, it divided into different branches. So bronchi divide into primary bronchus, this is called primary bronchus. And then primary bronchus again get divided into branch, and these branches are known as secondary bronchus. And secondary bronchus again divided into tertiary branch or tertiary bronchus. And tertiary bronchus open into the bronchioles. Means bronchus lastly open into the bronchioles. These are the bronchioles. And bronchiole enter into the alveolar sac, in which the numerous balloon-shaped structure present, which are known as alveoli, and that make the respiratory surface for exchange of gases inside our lungs. So these are the bronchiole, and bronchiole open into the alveolar sac. So these are the alveolar sac, and these alveolar sac open into different branches, and these branches belongs to the alveoli. So around the alveolar sac, or we can say alveolar sac consists of numerous balloon-shaped structure, and these balloon-shaped structure are known as alveoli. And through these alveoli, the exchange of gases take place between the blood and the sac or alveolar sac. So around the alveoli, there is a network of blood capillaries, and between these blood capillaries and alveolar sac, the exchange of gases take place. So these are the network of blood capillaries around the alveolar sac. And how the exchange of gases take place, we will discuss now. So, through the trachea, this is our trachea. trachea going into the bronchi. So after entry air from trachea, air goes into the bronchi, and bronchus enter into the bronchiole, primary bronchus, secondary, tertiary, and lastly open into the bronchiole. So through air passes through these tubules and comes enter into our alveolar sac, and inside the alveolar sac, these alveoli get filled with the air that we breathe. So the air that we breathe get accumulated inside our alveoli, and over the alveoli the network of blood capillaries, and so the sufficient amount of oxygen get entered into our blood, and carbon dioxide which is produced in our body cell, which is collected by the blood cells, collected by blood, get transferred into the alveolar sac. So in this way the exchange of gases take place between the blood and alveolar sac. So these are the different structure related to the respiratory organ which help in exchange of gases. But how these exchange of gases take place, we understood with the help of expanded diagram. Let this is the alveoli. This is an alveoli, and around these alveoli, these are the network of blood capillary. So blood flow from this direction to this direction. It means from here the deoxygenated blood get enter into the blood capillary, and this deoxygenated blood consists of higher concentration of CO2. It means here the concentration of CO2 becomes more, and concentration of oxygen, on the other hand, the concentration of oxygen becomes less. इसमें जो है ऑक्सीजन का अमाउंट कम रहेगा और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का अमाउंट ज़्यादा रहेगा, and that kind of blood is known as deoxygenated. So this deoxygenated will flow and goes around the alveoli, in which inside the alveoli the concentration of oxygen is higher as compared to concentration of carbon dioxide. So oxygen which is more concentrated, or the amount of oxygen in alveoli more in comparison to the amount of oxygen in deoxygenated blood. So the process of diffusion proceed to transfer oxygen from the alveoli to the blood capillary, while on the other hand the concentration of carbon dioxide, or the amount of carbon dioxide inside the blood is more in comparison to amount of CO2 in alveoli. So the CO2 becomes out from the blood capillary and get into the alveoli. So in this process, in this way, the exchange of gases take place through the process of diffusion between the alveoli, or between the space of alveoli and the blood. And after exchange of gases, the process of transportation of gases take place. So how these gases transport from the lungs to our body cell, and from our body cells to our lungs. So the next topic is transportation of gases. Transportation of respiratory gases. So respiratory gases are two types. The first is oxygen and second one is carbon dioxide. So first of all we will discuss about the oxygen. So maximum amount of oxygen get transported with the help of hemoglobin. So the first main components or main way through which oxygen get transported from our lungs to our body cell through the blood is the hemoglobin और RBCs. RBCs के पास जो हीमोग्लोबिन होते हैं लार्ज अमाउंट, that RBC carry oxygen from our lungs to our body cell to the blood, but in less amount some oxygen also get transported in dissolved form. Oxygen is less soluble in water, so very less amount of oxygen get transported through our plasma in dissolved stage. And on other hand, the second one is the carbon dioxide or CO2. So in the case of CO2, we will discuss that CO2 is more soluble in water as compared to oxygen, and there is a reason behind this, because CO2 make carbonic acid by using the hydrogen bond. So by making hydrogen bond, CO2 make carbonic acid, and in the form of carbonic acid they can easily transport from body cells to our lungs. So carbon dioxide, the direction of transportation is from body cell to lungs. So how is carbon dioxide transported from our body cells to our lungs? The first, the main or maximum amount of transportation of CO2 takes place in dissolved state. So why it is dissolved state? Because we discussed earlier that carbon dioxide make through hydrogen bond make carbonic acid, so they are more soluble in water in comparison to oxygen. So maximum amount is in dissolved form and some amount, less amount in as carbamino hemoglobin. So carbon dioxide make carbamino hemoglobin with hemoglobin and another compound, and oxygen make the another compound, that is oxyhemoglobin. So in the form of oxyhemoglobin, oxygen get maximum transportation of oxygen get to our blood, while carbon dioxide make a temporary compound with hemoglobin, that is carbamino hemoglobin. There is another compound also made with hemoglobin, that is carboxyhemoglobin. And this compound is the compound when hemoglobin react with carbon monoxide. So when carbon monoxide react with hemoglobin, then it make carboxyhemoglobin, and it is fatal for our body. When we breathe in the atmosphere where the amount of carbon monoxide will remain maximum, in that case the hemoglobin of our body make a temporary compound carboxyhemoglobin with carbon monoxide, and the affinity of carbon monoxide towards the hemoglobin is 10 times more than oxygen. So in that case the maximum amount of hemoglobin get attached with carbon monoxide, so the transportation of oxygen becomes less amount. So in that case our body get less amount of oxygen and may cause different problems due to less amount of oxygen in our body. So in this way carbon monoxide is fatal for our body. The one thing which we have remained missing, that the mechanism of breathing. So breathing involves the exhalation and inspiration. In previous video we need to understood about that how the process of breathing or mechanism of breathing take place. So what is, let's draw a small diagram, and through this small diagram we will understood the process of breathing or mechanism of breathing. So this is our respiratory organ or respiratory system along with respiratory organ. So respiratory organ is our lung, and below the lung there is the diaphragm. So for the mechanism of breathing, when the diaphragm get contracted, जब diaphragm contract करता है, in this way the thoracic cavity or the volume of thoracic cavity becomes increased, and due to increase of volume of thoracic cavity the lungs becomes also expand, and due to expansion of lung the pressure inside the lung, or we can say that the pressure inside our alveolar sac becomes low as compared to atmospheric pressure. So here in outer there is atmospheric pressure, and inside the lungs the pressure. So when the pressure inside the lungs becomes less in comparison to atmospheric pressure, the air get entered in our lungs easily, and that process is known as inspiration or inhalation. And on other hand, when this diaphragm get at its original position, in that way the thoracic cavity or the volume of thoracic cavity becomes less, and in that case the lungs also becomes contracted, or the volume inside the lungs also becomes less, and due to that the pressure inside the lungs remain more in comparison to the atmospheric pressure. So the gases from the high pressure get moved towards low pressure. It means from our lungs the gases easily expelled out into the atmosphere, and that process is known as expiration or exhalation. And during this mechanism or mechanism of breathing also regulated with our ribs. Ribs also expand during the expansion of our thoracic cavity. But the main role of expanding our chest cavity or thoracic cavity is due to the diaphragm, and diaphragm is helpful in breathing mechanism. So this is all about the respiratory system and how the exchange of gases take place, and together with the transportation of gases from the lungs to our body tissue and body tissue to our lungs. So this is all over the respiratory system of human being, and in next segment of video we will discuss about the respiration in plants.